Hello there. It's your boy, Tasty Cake. Okay. I just thought about this. As these videos, like the last video I did was after. That'd be interesting. Do I do this after party? The after party of the Legends of Traveling TARDIS? Maybe. But let's talk about tonight's episode, which was Doctor Who and the Pirates. Or let me get the title up here. Marvel's confirms the official name. Okay, never mind. I'll get back to the Doctor Who. Who? The Pirates. No, the Pirates. Not the... Doctor Who and the Pirates, which... Doctor Who and the Pirates, or The Lass That Lost a Sailor. Through Big Finish Audio was the 43rd story in Big Finish's monthly range. Was written by Jacqueline Reina and featured Colin Baker as the Sixth Doctor and Maggie Stables as Evelyn Smythe. It was also Big Finish's first musical audio story. It has a score inspired by Gilbert and Sullivan's songs. It was made in April 2003. Now, this was brought about from our own Dave Chapman, who... because he wanted to do... Today is Talk Like a Pirate Day. If you didn't know, if you didn't, shame on you. What I don't know is... because I didn't see an email... I just deleted it. Once upon a time, Krispy Kreme said if you dress up like a pirate, and talk like a pirate, you get a free donut. Now, at the time, when I was still working at Dollar Tree, and still $1, I grabbed whatever we had. It was I threw it over there. It's a plastic chain, had an eye patch, had a little sword. I don't know. I forgot to put it in my display. Because I didn't have any of my pirate stuff on me, so arrgh, can I have a free donut? That'd be great. And I remember this couple came in and tried to get a free dozen donuts. Say, no, it's a free donut, not a free dozen donuts. Just because a dozen to you would equate to one donut. It's not, okay? I just shook my head. It's like, It was either that day or there was something one way or another. It was giving away a free donut. I think you had to have a coupon, but I just remember the situation where that happened. It was either Talk Like Pirate Day or it was another free donut thing. Now, I could not go to Krispy Kreme Donuts even I wanted to because they are remodeling. But we talked about that during the show. Because I mentioned it. Because it's Talk Like Pirate Day. Back to Doctor Who and the Pirates. Now, Dave mentioned he wanted to talk about this on last week's show when he hosted. And that should be edited as well on the Legend of Traveling TARDIS page because he is hosting... He hosted a show, so not just Christian, not just Melanie, but David did. I did too. Melanie said it too. Melanie called him David. But Dave should be added to the hosting. And even though the one episode of Twitch they did for the card game, that utterly confuses me still. I don't know. I'm not into card games. It just confuses my brain. I'm sorry. Yee! I'm confused. Christian stepped down, Dave stepped down, and I took over for like 10 seconds. So, technically, I hosted. Shut up, Billy. I love you, Grim. Dave did his review and he left. It's like, Dave's not here, man. Dave's not here, man. So we all gave an average score, and then I got emotional. I did because not okay. Clarify. Spotify. It's where I listen to all the Doctor Who Big Finish audios because someone or various people downloaded everything that they had at the time. It didn't go any higher. It went to like this many and then it stopped. Like, why aren't people buying more Big Finish audios and putting it on Spotify so I can listen to it for free? But I listened to it. It was years ago. So to listen to it again, I had to bring up TARDIS Wiki just to get my brains like, wait a minute, what's about it again? What's going on here? I'm listening to it and it's like kind of confused. Oh, okay. It's about the girl Sally. She was in a car accident. She was a driver. Her friend died. And she left, well, she had a suicide note, mailed it, and it was at the doorstep for Dr. Evelyn Smythe. And just after Evelyn and the doctor dealt with a bunch of pirates, she comes home to find this letter on the door saying Sally committed suicide. She was going to commit suicide, afterwards. So, as the doctor said at the end of the story, this is why I have a time machine. I can go back and I can do these things. So as he brought Evelyn back to the night where Sally would have committed suicide, and just try to keep her occupied, keep her spirits up by telling a story of the pirates. I dealt with pirates, and just look at all these things happening and how happy-go-lucky, and here's the doctor singing songs, but it's not clicking. It's not getting her. It's like, why are you here? I want to be left alone. I want to end it all. So no, wait, it's going like this. And then Evelyn, I knew an Evelyn. That's why it's throwing my brain off. I knew an Evelyn. I have an Evelyn Masters Universe figure. So it's Evelyn. You boobs. So it's trying to be lighthearted, and it's not working, right? And it starts telling her the truth, and this is draining Evelyn. All the facts are coming out. Like, oh my God, I was like, why did I choose this story? It's like, you started, you need to continue it. Like, because it was for Evelyn. She has this truth that she could not save this young man. She tried, but you're going against a madman who killed the young boy, who just wanted to sail the seven seas. So she's trying to get this stuff out too. It's like, it's so built up inside of her. So he's trying to tell someone else, this is what we try to do, so forth. And then the doctor had to step in and say, back and forth banter and try to tell a story. And then Evelyn, goes to bed. But then the doctor said, this is, she's trying to console you. We try to just keep you going, right? All night. Maybe you'll change your mind. And at the end of the story, it felt like Sally did. She said, okay, I understand. Sally understood that she was a driver, but, it can't be changed. Things just happen. It's not worth taking your life. That's why she started singing as well. Just trying to lightheartedness. Now, when I heard this story again before, it didn't. I'm listening. I'm doing multiple things like I do on the show. I'm playing Candy Crush Soda Saga while I'm on the show. I just addicted trying to get to these levels. Like, oh my God. Do it. Oh, you didn't do it yet. Oh, no. I got it. Okay, almost there. Give me a second. Yes. 12 moves left, and I made it. I found all the bears, all two. Tap to skip. So, everything's fine, but I gotta look this up too. Give me a second. No, Wagaman. No, I said Paul Wegman, not Philip Wegman. Paul Wegman. I am human, you dingleberry. I don't want ads. I say around this time is... I never get the date right. I got it right last year when I did this video. Paul Michael Wegman, age 59, passed on his journey in the early morning, Tuesday, August 24th, 2004. With deep love in his heart for all things theatrical, Paul advanced the development of the dramatic arts in Central Florida. There are a few stages in town that didn't benefit from his presence. Whether he was directing, acting, or selling tickets, a true entertainer, he performed an amazing and expansive repertoire of characters in diverse and popular plays. Paul had a fondness of Shakespeare's works, and he not only inaugurated but also performed in many seasons of the annual Shakespeare Festival. Local fans and visitors alike experienced his cutting-edge humor and lively performance art during a 25-year career with the Parliament House. And if you don't know what Parliament House in Orlando is, it's a gay bar. He was a drag queen, Miss P. 25 years. Born and raised in Rochester, New York, Paul moved to Florida in the 1960s, eventually settling in Orlando. An avid reader and student, he graduated magna cum laude with a BA in theater from the University of Central Florida. Yeah, I got a general degree. After receiving his AA from Seminole Community College, he was a member of the Honor Society in Pi Kappa Pi at UCF. He shared his knowledge and encouraged aspiring actors through his adjunct professor position at Valencia Community College. He wasn't my professor, though. And acknowledgments for local civic, charitable, and theatrical organizations. He is predeceased by his mother, Ethel, and is survived by his father, Julius G. Wegman, Jr., his sister Jean Marie Totten, his brother David, nieces Shelley L. Cadis, and Julie A. Totten, and his grandnieces Rebecca Barrowman, Michaela Cadis, and other family members. In lieu of flowers, contributions are being accepted to fund the Paul Wegman Scholarship Fund for Actors, mailed to attorney. There was a celebration there. Tribute program was at Parliament House at a time with the presented at Parliament House on Wednesday, September 29th at 7:30 with a Peter Pan-like attitude of desiring to never grow up. He faced each day of his life with whimsy, enthusiasm, creativity, and energy. His absence will be sorrowfully felt by so many, but his memory and joy shall live on with the thousands of friends, fans, and fellow artists he touched over the years. Now, I bring that up because, again, every year I forget exactly when. I just knew it was around this time of year. And what really hit was listening to Spotify. There's ads coming up, and there's Wegmans Pharmacy. It's like, really? We're listening to a story about someone who committed suicide, but the doctor goes back in time to prevent her from committing suicide. And hearing Wegman's name, like, okay, Paul did not do that. Paul died from how do I put this without saying it? You know? Besides, I already said he was in a gay bar. You know, he died from that. He died, and the idea was, if I could take a time machine and go back, you know, I can't go back to the time and say, you know, don't do what you're doing because you're going to catch that virus and it's going to kill you. Related illness or died from, you know, because no one dies directly from COVID. No one died from AIDS. It was always related to some forth. But I would not go back and say, I can't tell him because, you know, he was already pissed at me. He's been mad at me for a number of years. I haven't seen the man since, wow. He passed in 2004. I haven't seen him since 9 years earlier. I did see him walking through downtown Orlando one time. I was like, oh my God, it's my producer, my director. It's Paul. And I called him one time. He said, how'd you get my number? He was mad at me because I never continued my acting career. You can watch the other video. As you know, they go into all the details. Every year I feel the same way. Like around this time, like and even through the years, through times, if I had a time machine, what would I do? Because I couldn't warn him, and I would not go to see him on his last days. Because if you watched Queen, These Are the Days, you see how skinny and how weak Freddie Mercury was. Those were his last days. He did the video. He was just so frail. So just imagine. I mean, Freddie was had some heft to him, but then he just, the disease ripped him apart. Paul was a skinny man. Very raspy voice, He'd always talk like this and the things he would say. And I did that one time. Because he said a word, I said, that's how you say it. Or I imitated him. He looked at me like, he was the only person that ever believed in me. So that's a big thing there too, huh? The only person that ever knew that I could do something and I failed him. All I can say is that he's, looking down. I say, man, you failed at your fan films. You failed at that TV show. You failed at writing. You're not doing so hot on this podcast either. But honestly, that's what you call tough love. The man was caring. And I had other things. I can't do what you're doing, going forth and of course, times of voice acting, those times are gone because now it's all remote. It has to be. If I tried that too, I tried audition, and I just didn't have any real help to figure out how to do it. I went to an acting school agency. That was a flop. They went out of business. They took my hundreds of dollars. I found out that after the first paying off the first class, so you don't go from acting 1 to acting 2. We want you to do this. Like, screw you. Then they went out of business. I'll go back and stop myself from doing stuff like that. I'd try to find an agent and say, can you do voiceover work? I can do a lot of that. I have a lot of voices I can do. Because the man on the hill sees the sun going down. All that stuff going on. So that's what got me with this story. I was like, okay, not thinking about it, but the idea is someone being there to console, to talk, to help you understand what's going on. That's where I would find that middle ground point of, I would not see him at the end because and he probably wouldn't let me see him anytime after. Because he was mad at me when he saw me a couple times. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing there? Because I was supposed to be on another play, and I had to back out of it. And I was still on the state I was in the play. So I just made him mad too. But I would see him in between, Like, he knew that he was dying. So, maybe the beginning of 2004. Around, What was I doing in 2004? Wow. Honestly, I was here in Georgia. I moved up here because it's been 17. Yeah. I think I was time is all irrelevant to me. But if I could go back around, beginning 2002, say March or so, because just enough time says not towards the end, not when he's completely lost and completely weak and frail and doesn't want to see me for life. I would say, yes, you daft old man, I came to see you. Why you gotta see me? Why always see me? That's why, not too late, but not too early. Just to say goodbye. Just to console him and say, because it's me from the future, saying, well, I did some fan films. They had to be edited, so you didn't finish them. No. I started writing. They didn't finish them. No. I was on a TV show. They didn't finish it. Well, the series was canceled. The series ended based on, we did as best as we could, and then I argued with the creators, and we never had a series finale, even though I did reconcile with them, And I said, we should have a series finale. I mean, I can do everything. I can film it. I can get all the people in it I need. But it'll just never be made because they don't want to do it. So why don't you do it? So, well, I might. I just might. Of course, if I had a time machine, I would not have argued with the creators and everything, and everything would have been a little bit better and more kosher. So maybe there'd been a chance of, we could have finished it. Could have actually done a series finale some years earlier, because when I had a lot more time, everything had been all fine and dandy, everything cool. And then I would say, just to show Paul, say, this is it. This is what I got here. Make him smile. Make him laugh for a while. So as bizarre and strange the story was, taken from the point of you're trying to convince someone's going to commit suicide to keep going, just fill their head with thoughts and imagery. But the idea of doctor had to go back because Evelyn needed to save her friend. And that's what I need. I need a time machine. Not just for Paul. Maybe just to see those that I have lost, others. Because they were alone when they passed. And I'm sure they would have appreciated the help, even think of the idea of Vincent and the doctor, right? The doctor tried to convince Vincent, everything's gonna be good, everything's fine, but he had the depression just kicked in and he couldn't take it anymore, so he still took his life. So no matter what you try to do, you can't change the past. But at least there were some good moments. And that's what's tried to been done. It was, we believe that's what changed Sally's mind at the end. It was like, okay, I understand, I'm going to, in her mind, it was believe that she's going to continue on. She's going to understand what, knows what happened, but, to live on, it's very important. And we've lost so many people because of they just couldn't get the help. You know, I always said, you know, we always say during Christmas season, you know, a lot of people become uber depressed, and if you need to talk to someone, you know, pick up the phone, you know, and talk to anyone. It doesn't have to be the phone line, you know, just anyone. Some people just need to be, you know, they want to be alone. It's not, you don't need to be alone. Not when you're having so many problems going through your head of not knowing what to do next. You don't need to be alone. I know so many strong people that gave up so much. The fight was just too much for them. And I think I am not the greatest of them all, never will be. But I still go on. I have physical pain in my shoulder because it's the incident I pulled my shoulder out at work. Then 2 weeks later popped it back in, and I so often pop it back in. And I said in previous videos, I would, you know, it's like 2 months now. I somehow popped it out, and it took 6 weeks to pop back in. And so I had a lot of damage. My arm, it hurts big time. And I still feel the pain. I mean, I would like it to end right now. But I still fight. I fight physically, I fight mentally. Lady at the post office who walked by, saw me, said, "You still keeping the faith?" I said, "I'm trying. I'm trying." Billy Joel song, keep the faith. That's all you can do. Because you're not alone. You are not alone. The master will come after you. I have the Legend of the Drowning TARDIS. Team TARDIS. That keeps me going. Whether being on the show or, you know, on the chat. Of course, I'm on a show and I'm doing, you know, Candy Crush Soda Saga because I was like, I got to get that higher level. I got to get there. Oh my Lord, it gave me like 10 hours of free time here. Like, okay, I got to put this on a charge again because this old tablet doesn't work right. Oh, here's a plug. Oh, phew. I took it off like a half hour ago. Okay, there we go. I was at 3%. I said, oh no. I can't plug it in because this gets very hot. So it's me getting up 10 hours from now. Now I'll still be asleep. Okay. You gotta keep going. If you have a friend that's, you know, it's always the thing, like, suicide versus suicidal. People don't want to, people regret, say, the person commits suicide, but when they're suicidal, there's like they want nothing to do with them. That's the sad part. They don't want to get involved. You need to get involved. You know, that's a humane thing to do. Someone's upset, you stand by them. You help them. That's what being humane is all about. Not just human. Because we kind of hope that extraterrestrials have that humane sense of, you know, helping out their fellow beings when they're not in the right mindset. So this has been a long video. Lots of rambling, but it all fits together, you know. We were like, what the heck kind of episode this is, but it's all about being there for other people. You know, the storyteller does say it. It says, Doctor Who and the Pirates, or the last that lost a sailor. And that's the point. So as I save tonight's video onto my webpage, on my YouTube page, I'm going to end this video. And then I'm going to do a quick video, hopefully this one will go through fast, about candy corn. I almost finished the bag, which is very small in the first place. So, please like, subscribe, share, comment, communicate, keep me going, because I base on this and my fans. Hello, fans. With ideas and jokes and such and such. So I say, because it's getting late, good night. And always remember, time waits and turns slowly.